morning, 31st of whatever it is. It's one of them days. What are we in? We're in March, 31st of March. It is, look, blue skies, cloudy. Yeah, so what's today's vlog going to be about? Oh, I've got the human body and I've got astronomy. So I think we'll go with astronomy today. So anyway, they say the universe never ends, and it's a concept that the human mind just can't grasp. It really can't. Everything's got an ending, if you understand, and the universe doesn't obey to that. It just comes up with, you've got the nothing ending. Yet if you put a brick wall at the end of the universe, it's got to be something on the other side. So it came to me that I can't explain God as such, or the creation. We'll probably do that in a minute. But if you look at the ocean and you zoom down into the microorganism of the ocean, you'll find modules of water, little circles of hydrogen, 2 parts hydrogen, 1 part oxygen. And there's billions and trillions to make up the sea. And what happens is these collide and they release the oxygen and the hydrogen into the atmosphere. It goes up, it gets heated by the sun, turns back to rain, and then comes back down. Well, that's kind of a theory anyway. Okay, let's take that out into space. In the beginning of time, there was nothing. Zero, zilch, not even light. But in the minutest thing in space, the minutest thing in space, the very smallest, there were atoms, round atoms. Now, these were our universes within universes, you might say. And as these things whirled around, eventually they collided, and we have positive and negative ions and what have you, and atoms and what have you in space. And naturally, when they hit each other, they exploded. And the heat was magnificent, and the light, etc. And the heat actually transformed the molecules into different things, gases and what have you. But it not only did that, it actually split other universes. So we have multi-universes doing the same thing. Circles of molecules that are actually our universes. And when these gases settled in our universe, there's a new core going up, they cooled down, some of them very fast, and the gases became rocks, stones, whatever. Okay, no doggy back. Yeah, so what happened then was the gases wrapped around these very hot stones and became the first suns. And the suns, because the heat and produced gravity, and gravity pulled in the smaller asteroids to cause the planets, etc., etc. And we have the starting of a universe. And this happened on other universes, other molecules that collided elsewhere in this vast space. So we have multi-universes. And I mean, look, nobody about. Yeah, we have multi-universes. So when they all get created, you know, we don't know how many there is, but our universe, as I say, is a molecule in the old sea, and there's the sea there, nice and calm. But if you can see the amount of molecules that are in that sea, and each molecule's universe, you realise that we would never actually reach the end of it. So therefore, it never ends, if you understand. So you've got the universe, our universe, created, and you're going to go through billions of years, and you'll get the gases forming and the gas giants, and then you start to get the whisks of larger plumes of gases orbiting the suns, which then become solar systems, and you know, it goes on like that. And then you need life, of course. Where life comes in is, again, chemicals and natural gases. They can form bacteria, and the bacteria can develop in its time. And I'm not saying this is all true, but they have started to do experiments with life in the in the science labs. So if you consider the first animals that actually appeared on a planet, it didn't work out too well. They had 3 heads or 5 legs or whatever and died pretty quick. But the way things are, the next batch that were developed only had 4 legs, and etc. And you get the growth of animals and humans from that first animal that changed its form. As you get further advanced into the making of this planet, we're talking maybe 50,000 years into their future. They've become advanced. They've become being able to leave their bodies spiritually, and look at other places. And we're doing that at the minute. We have spies, and people can leave their body and go and spy on Russians and that, and it does exist now. So these people of 50,000 years ahead of us could actually physically take their spirit out of their bodies, killing their body, and become spiritual. And This happened because the sun of their planet was going to destroy them, and they had to do a massive evacuation. So most of the planets were religious. Can you see the airplane up there? I don't know if you can see it. Coming in Newcastle. Looks like a UFO. Where is it? In there somewhere. There. There he is. Yeah, so you've got the what do you call it? The guys have all left their bodies and gone out into the universe looking for another planet where they can live as spirits. But they came down to Earth, some of them, well, one of them, and because he was in spirit form, he got logged into a religious setup. So you're going to get this, the religious section starting because of an alien that come down to seek out life and to advise and help. And because it wasn't like a human, it became an angel, a god. And I'm not saying this is how God was produced. I'm saying it's a possibility. And of course, this happened all around our universe. And it's called a pocket universe. It's so small. We are so small that we have a vast amount of space to go through. And that's where the problem starts. We can't imagine such things. So we stay in our own little bubbles, try not to think of what's out there, you know. But the universe is a living thing, not the way we live. It's not spiritual, but it's living like the sun. It's a breathing planet. It's life, it's light, it's a different concept of life. So, you know, when you're out there, when you're looking up at the stars, just think about all the possible life that's up there. Or, you know, if there's a rainbow, you know, think about how things are causing that, you know, fraction of life and what have you. You know, don't just look up and say, rainbow. Think of what's causing it, and it's usually rain coming across, and you know you're going to get wet if it's blown that way, that is. Anyway, let me take you up this way because I've got kind of a busy day today. It's the first time I've been on a walk in a long time. But look, there you go. So what's your feelings on the universe and the sun up there? Can it be made by error? And the gods created after that? Well, you know, in my eyes, it's the most logical way of looking at things. It's a simpler way, because if the guys are 50,000 years or a million years ahead of us, they have the technology to create life and repair and do everything that we think is impossible. So naturally, because they can do that, they become gods. And they say that, well, I say that religion causes lots of wars. And we've got to think, if there was a God, why doesn't he stop what's going on, for one? And anyway, he doesn't. So the logic is that he doesn't actually exist as we know it. And the people that created us will come back. But initially, they are well advanced from where we are. Maybe it's like a zoo where we are in Planet Earth Zoo, where we were an experiment put here by the aliens, and they've got lots of zoos around the universe. And every time they come back, they see how well we're doing. Like now we've got orbs and UFOs and God knows where else. Like up there, look. Could they be UFOs? And they might have the technology to just be clouds. Anyway, it's been 16 minutes vlog. That's disgusting. Okay, tomorrow I might talk about the body. I'll catch you later. I'm going home. I got me Actimel. I'm going to have that. And we'll catch you later. Bye for now.